Dad. Hello, Chico. How are you? I'm very well. How about you? Dad, I'm not doing very well. I wanted to say I'm sorry. I'm sorry for what you went through. I'm sorry for the fact that you had to grow up and not be with your children as much as you wanted. I'm sorry that you had to see your children grow up without being part of our lives as much as you wanted. Dad, I just dropped off my daughters, and for the first time, I felt what you had to go through. That was a conversation I had with my dad. I had just dropped off my daughters. I was going through a terrible divorce with their mom, and I couldn't spend as much time with them as I wanted to. And I was angry. I was angry against myself. I was angry against their mom. I was angry against my in-laws who never liked me. I was angry against my parents because at some point I felt like they hadn't taught me the things that I needed to know. And I was angry against life. It was like, how could you have children, 3 wonderful daughters, and not be able to spend as much time with them as you want to? How could you be a great father? You're changing the world. People are inspired by your work, but you can't be able to share that with your children. Life is tough. And one of the toughest and hardest and most important decisions we make in life that we're never taught how to make is choosing the right partner, choosing the right person with whom we're going to finish our life. The person with whom we wake up every morning, the person with whom we're going to build a future, the person with whom we want to change the world. And I got married at the age of 24. I had my first child at the age of 18. By the time I was 25, I already had 3 children. I had 3 children. I had built the first agro-tourism retreat in Guinea. I created the first generation of social entrepreneurs in the country with some friends. But I wasn't happy. I wasn't happy because I wasn't living the life that I had envisioned. I couldn't spend as much time with my children as I wanted to. And that brings me to the fact that we're never taught how do we find the right partner in life. But some of the things that I've learned is that the right partner, spouse, is a good friend. Someone with whom you can have conversations for hours, talking about different topics, from bread to space, to going to Spain, to traveling to China, to what happened today in their mom's life, or what happened yesterday in your uncle's life. You talk about everything without ever getting bored. But love is never enough for a relationship. When we're young, we're driven by love and feelings, and we feel like, I love this person. And because I love them, I want to spend the rest of my life with them. But someday they'll say something that will hurt you. Someday they'll do something that will make you angry. And love won't be enough that day. So love is never enough to build a relationship. Relationships are built on common values. Values. I used to value ambition. I wanted to change the world. I wanted to build the first agro-tourism retreat. My ex-wife valued stability. She wanted to have a stable home. She wanted things like to be predictable. I was okay with spontaneity. I wanted to travel. I wanted to discover places. She wanted to stay in the same place. Today, when I tell my wife that I want to be president, she's like, yeah, I see myself as first lady. It means that when you find the right person, your values align. Your goals align. When you say, I want to travel the world, they say, yes, I want to discover new places. Because they too are driven by the same things that make you happy. So ladies and gentlemen, leaving here today, one thing I want you to keep in mind. You have to find the right partner in life. Because if you don't make that right choice, and you get in a hurry, you don't plan your future, you don't make those choices the way you're supposed to, they'll catch up in time. There will be a day when you have to make a tough decision, like that decision of driving my kids home and leaving them at their grandmother's place, and not being able to spend the night with them, not being able to cook them breakfast the next morning. So I left Guinea, I came back to Kenya. And by then I had already found my life partner. But my life partner, just like me, also never learned the lessons that we're learning now. She also was divorced. She had 2 children. So now, I was here with her and her 2 children from her first marriage, who also, just like my children, were growing up without their mom and dad together. But then I said to myself, if I can be able to inspire the most egotistical young leaders of Africa so that they can put their egos aside, believe in themselves and make more impact, start living for others, I should be able to do the same for my children. If I can be able to inspire people who leave and go months and months later, they call me, Chico, I still remember what you told me, and my life is changing because of what you did. I should be able to do the same, even if I'm not living with my daughters. So I said, let me start with my wife's children. So I called them. They sat down, one boy and I talked. I looked them in the eyes, said, you're going to succeed. Both of you are going to succeed. You will not be these children who will say, oh, Mom and Dad were divorced, so I couldn't make my life successful. Mom and Dad were not together, that's why my life didn't go very well. Oh, I'm pregnant because I saw no one was there to take care of me. I refuse that. I'll be here to help you along the way. I'll be here to inspire you in whatever you have to do. And I want you to see the opportunities that exist in front of you. You, just like your sisters in Guinea, are probably never going to have your mom and dad be together, ever. But you should look at your life from a different perspective. Now you have a multicultural family. You're going to be able to discover new places. You're going to learn new languages. You're going to have myself, your dad, your mom, his wife, all of us working together to help you succeed in life. And they smiled. They said, yeah, you're right. It's actually true. And something in my head said, this works. It actually works. If you take time to talk to these children and inspire them, they actually believe it. The next time I went to Guinea, I went with a mission. I said, this time I'm going to fix the relationship with my ex-wife. I'm going to fix the relationship with her parents. And I'm going to inspire my children. Knowing that maybe I may not be able to be with them every single day. But I want them to have the same values that I have. I want them to live a life of making impact, to be great leaders in their society, to not be afraid, to not depend on other people's affirmation. Those things that a lot of kids who grew up in broken marriages lack. Or kids who grew up in families where their parents were not getting along. Their parents were always fighting. They used to lack these things. I'm trying to make sure my children have them. So I got there, same scenario. Took them up from school, brought them to this restaurant, and as we were sitting in the restaurant, I created a song, the Cissoko song. I said, this will be our family anthem. Nous sommes les Cissoko, nous sommes les Cissoko. Les filles sont belles et les gars sont beaux. Nous sommes créatifs et super intelligents. Nous sommes sur terre pour aider les gens. We are the Cissokos. We are the Cissokos. The girls are beautiful and the boys are handsome. We are creative and super intelligent. We are on earth to help other people. And I repeated this song to them. And I repeated this song to them. I told them, this is our family anthem. I want you to believe in it. I want you to live it. I want you to keep in mind that even if Dad is not here, God is with you. He's going to be here to guide your actions and your steps. And I made sure I was going to call them every day. And even when my in-laws, because they were angry and frustrated, they refused to allow me to talk to them, I kept calling. And as I was calling, they said, you know what? Take the phone, talk to your dad. Right? And I would remind them, we are the Cissokos. Then I came back to Kenya. 6 months later, I went back to Guinea. Same scenario. Went to pick them up from school. We went to a restaurant. We were having pizzas. And I was talking with them. How was your day? What happened in school? Start explaining. My 6-year-old daughter tells me, she said, Dad, there's this little boy in my classroom. His name is Balde. Balde grew up in the village. His parents brought him to the city earlier this year. But when he came, other kids were making fun of him because he couldn't pronounce the words properly. So they were making fun of him, calling him Bade, because he couldn't write his name very well. And so this boy and I were sitting on the same bench. I started teaching him how to write. I started teaching him how to spell words. And then one day, the kids told the teacher, oh, teacher, Cissoko is cheating. She's showing it to him. And then the teacher came and asked me, what are you doing? I said, no, I'm not doing anything. And then what happened? She said, yeah, now he's one of the best in the class. And I was like, wow, And I asked her sister, is that true? She said, yeah, it's true. I said, Kadia, why weren't you afraid when the teacher told you that, you know, if you were cheating with her, if you were cheating, why weren't you afraid? She said, Dad, I wasn't afraid because it was the right thing to do. Something in my head said, this works. This is working. So, if I can be able to inspire my children, I am not there to live with them every single day, but I'm putting in their minds that they should believe in themselves, they should help other people, they should put their lives at the service of others, they will actually do it. They will actually do it. So I started thinking, I should keep doing it. And I kept doing it. I went and sold the same songs to my nephews, to my nieces, told them, we are the Cissokos. I want you to use whatever you have to help other people. Then I came back to Kenya. And I noticed that in Kenya, in Guinea, and everywhere in Africa, our cultures are distorted. We're being taught that men cannot be faithful. We're being taught that women cannot be trustworthy. We're being taught that young people are not conscious enough to take responsibility. So I said, I'm going to make sure, because I'm training some of the best young leaders across Africa, I'm going to make sure that they take those values and not just see success as being successful in your business. I want you to be successful in your family. I want you to be successful with your brothers and sisters. I want you to know that even if you build the greatest company in the world, but if there's no unity in your family, you are worthless. Because God sent you for your family first. We don't choose our purpose, just like we don't choose our family. We choose our dreams, we choose our goals, but our purpose, the reason as to why you are here as an individual, was given to you. Just like your parents, just like your brothers and sisters, you never chose them. It means you are today the result of those good and bad choices that they made. If they didn't make those choices, you wouldn't be who you are today. You should be grateful. Grateful for the family that you come from. Grateful for the city that you come from. Grateful for the tribe that you come from. You should be happy and grateful for the family that brought you to life. Because without that family, you wouldn't be changing the world the way you are doing today. If we invest the tricks, the tips, the knowledge, the skills, the inspiration we have in the people that are the closest to us, we can help them change the world with us. So ladies and gentlemen, I want to end with first inspiring you, challenging you, and pushing you to use whatever God has given you to either build a great family, create a great brother or sister who needs it. They need that which is in you. That's why you were born together. They need you to take that time to listen to them, not with judgment, not with solutions, but with inspiration. Telling them, yes, it's possible. I believe in you, and I'm never going to give up on you. If you want to change the world with your family. Thank you very much.